Hey, if you thought last week's stock picks were great, this week's are even better. Let's jump into today's session and see which stocks and ETFs are moving in your direction. Let's go. Just a reminder that the disclaimer is there. All materials we do present are for training purposes. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. Past performance is not an indication or promise of future performance. So let's go ahead and get going. So let's go ahead and jump over to our stock review. Neil's got some really great stock picks today. And the first one is DV. That's double verify. So what is the scoop on? Okay, this is a newer entity.
Yeah, relatively newer entity, and I don't know much about actually their business except they are in digital advertising system security.
Okay.
I'm of course more concerned about the charts and looking at the weekly charts and the accumulation distribution, which is excellent, B plus up 2.3,
Okay.
comp 97, and the weekly triple screen signal is in progress, hence the selection.
Okay. And I really like it. It may need to be just a little bit extended where it needs to do a pullback to the breakout area. And for those of you who are candlestick traders, see this big red candle here from the weekly chart? The midsection of that could be a level of resistance that it needs to push through, but looking good. So DV, yeah, I love it. Double verify. I love that. And so my first pick is something I absolutely know nothing about. It's a really darn good stock, and that's ELF. And so, what is the story on ELF? It is a cosmetic company. And on ELF, it broke out from this cup, big positive. Now it's pulling back to the breakout zone where we'd anticipate a move back up to the upside. How do I want to trade ELF? ELF has an A on its accumulation distribution, 1.9 on its up down ratio, and a 98 on its cumulative issue. I'm looking at the momentum shifting and rolling over, but where do I expect it to basically hit a stop? I want to lay these out. Basically, I want to do a Fibonacci extension from there down to either here or here. Either one is fine because that is a swing low right there. Where could it potentially fall to? I like the 618 level. I like the 50, and I like the 38. If we're moving into a strong uptrend, I'd anticipate we're not going to get much lower than the 20-day moving average. But I would target a alert at 131 and then see if I can pick up some shares right there. But right now, it is basically telling me, hey, I'm in a nice bull flag, and I'll jump on this once we get the necessary reversal. So, what's the thought on ELF?
Now, this is a beautiful stock, and actually, we picked it up in the Delaware focus list around December the 4th, midway through the rise of this cup.
Okay,
And signals are still active both daily as well as weekly.
okay, excellent. So, and then there's the midsection of that big green candle. So as you can see, that is I would actually put an alert on this one, Anil, at about 138. If we get down to 138, now that isn't a buy alert, it's a go observe alert to see if we get a reversal. But yeah, I like the entity, really low volume pullback. So excellent. This is Dick's Sporting Goods, right?
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods, and again, the fundamentals are excellent on it. Accumulation distribution A plus. Comp is little low at 92, but these days I'm paying less attention on comp. Up down volume ratio is 2.4, and it's looking good. We have an active signal going on it, and it has pulled back a little bit.
Okay. So question for you is, how do you interpret the up down ratio? What does
Uh,
it tell you?
Basically, that when the price is up, what's the average volume on the up days, and then divided by the average volume when the price was going down. And that's the reason says when the volume is the ratio is 1.0, that's good.
Okay. So that
Better
means
than
it's
0.0.
1.0, that means as many people are pushing it up as pushing it down?
Right, it's the volume is equal when
Okay.
and if the ratio goes up, that means the volume was higher when the prices were going up.
Okay. Yeah, and all of our picks today, both of yours had 2.3 or 2.4. I had a 1.9 on mine. And so those are excellent numbers. Now, do you expect it to be more volatile the higher the number?
Not really.
Okay. So
That's a good thing, actually.
excellent. Okay. Okay. So let's jump over, and Anil and I are going to basically answer a question that everybody has been asking. Neil, the question we have today is, how can I develop a consistent, profitable trading plan tailored to my trading style? Neil, what are some of the points you would like to make to somebody to answer that question?
That's a very interesting question. And let me give a simplistic answer on that one to begin with. I'm just thinking out loud here is no matter what your system is, you'll learn, obviously, buy low and sell high. And to do that, one needs to become an expert in knowing about trend reversals. How expert you are to detect that trend reversal has happened, whether it's a stock or ETF or mutual fund, whatever.
Okay.
And once you have that expertise, you can become safe. And the other thing that I learned over the years, and particularly from Mark Minervini, really, is to know your batting average and risk reward
Yeah.
all the time. And by all the time, I said at least you look at your quarterly performance and see you got to have some trades. Then you have a reliable performance indicator. And based on that, if something needs to be adjusted in your rules, adjust it because after your rules going to protect you.
Mm. Yeah, I
Overall.
love that. I love that aspect of knowing your batting average. I think that I again agree with you. And as far as having a trading plan, what I think oftentimes is a trading plan is about more than just your entries and your exits. It has to include your metrics of what are you going to measure so that you can determine how well your system is performing and acting. I've done that with my system. I know you've done it with your system and are pleased with the results. And I know you monitor and I monitor when my trades get out of kilter with my system. It basically gives me the ability to know where to go look and to shut things down and say, okay, this is what needs to be modified. And I loved what you shared with me earlier today about the aspect of a batting average. Does everybody know their batting average for their system? So I think maybe that's the next question that we need to ask maybe next week. My leverage ETF pick for this week is TSL. That is the 1.5 times leverage ETF for Tesla. If you're watching or reading the IBD this week, Kathy Woods is basically getting back into Tesla, and she's a pretty smart investor. So we may want to not necessarily trade exactly the way she does, but we need to pay attention to what she's doing, what she's seeing in Tesla that makes it want to go up. Clearly, couple of signs here that I like is one, price actions have moved back above the 200 and all the other moving averages. That's a positive. I will take a look at what's going on with Tesla itself just to make sure that the two are showing something very similar. And as you can see on Tesla, Tesla actually rebounded off of the 200-day moving average all the way back here. And it is back above the all the moving averages and has broken out of that downtrend line. Very positive indication. And so then that's the difference, slight difference in TSL, 1.5 time leverage ETF I like it basically if it retests about the 1450 level and then reverses off of that, I would feel, pretty good about taking an order there. If it does get down to 1450 or so, my stop loss on that is going to be a little bit less than 5%. Just let me give you a number. There's that. And even if it drops down below the 200 or back into this level there, below the uptrend line or downtrend line, I'm still getting out at 5% to 6%. Tesla is down right now. At the same time, though, it's hanging out above all these moving average, which is typically a positive sign. So, what's your thoughts on TSL?
I looked first at Tesla like you did, and Tesla has a active daily signal as well as weekly signal on my system.
Okay.
Now I looked at in MarketSmith also, and the up down volume ratio on Tesla is 1.4 is good. Accumulation distribution B is good.
Okay.
So I see it's ready to break out with double bottom. It's still not broken out yet, but the chart pattern looks good to me.
Yeah. It hasn't broken out on the double bottom, but it has given you an early entry if you're an alternative entry person. I just want to just take a real quick moment to highlight something special. Of course, that's my book, The Trade Your Way to Freedom. It's receiving just some wonderful 5-star reviews and some wonderful write-ups, and I really appreciate everybody who's checked it out. If you're looking for a great Christmas gift and or a gift for the trader in your life, you can jump on that, and I'll put the links down in the description. So if you did find today's lesson valuable, I encourage you to watch this playlist that'll pop up here shortly, and it'll further enhance your trading knowledge. Join our community of traders who are on the path to financial and lifestyle freedom. And as I like to say, you've got what it takes, and we are here to guide you.